Hey everybody, it's Femtrooper, and today I'm going to be discussing 10 games on my shelf that I need to play. As every gamer knows, the backlog, it haunts you. It's always there. It's like creeping up, and you know there are games on your shelf you've had sometimes for years, sometimes for a very long time, and you just haven't gotten around to playing them yet. It's hard. Time gets in the way, games get in the way, a new game comes out and then that looks awesome and then I want to play that and then I don't want to play some game I've had on my shelf since like 2008. I try to get through my backlog and just, work my way through it. Today I want to talk about 10 games that are on my shelf that I really want to play but just haven't gotten around to. Some of them are games that I've recently picked up, and some of them are games that I've had for a really long time. I just haven't gotten to it yet. These games are in no order whatsoever. I just really want to play them, so let's just talk about them. The first game is a game that I recently picked up for my birthday, and that is 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. I am so excited to play this game. Everyone says that the story is mind-blowing, that it's amazing, it's one of the best stories you'll ever play in gaming, so naturally that has me extremely excited because you guys know me, depending on the game, I'm more of a story person than a gameplay person. The art style in this game looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm kind of itching to play at it. It's definitely one that is on my list to play very soon, just because so many people named it their game of the year for 2020, and that means a lot to me. I just really want to get to it. It's on the PlayStation 4, which I'm a little slower with because I mainly play games handheld, so to me, this would have been even better on the Switch, but that's okay. I'm definitely, making my way through certain PlayStation 4 games. This one is very, very high on the list. The next game / collection will come as no surprise to any of you, and that is the Yakuza Collection on the PlayStation 4. I recently just beat Yakuza Kiwami 2 and loved it. I just love those games. They are extremely satisfying to me because of the story, and most of all, the characters. Kiryu is just one of my favorite, if not my favorite, video game character of all time. He's just the coolest dude. He's kind of everything. He's like the full package, and so I just love these games. I really like these games because you get to go through Tokyo in various time settings. Sometimes, like Yakuza 0, we were in the 80s. Sometimes it's 2006, and then obviously sometimes it's modern day. So it's really fun to kind of go through the eras in Japan, but also just as one of the most badass characters I've ever played in video game history. He's like a super sensitive, caring dude, but he will kick your ass. I really have a hard time connecting to video game characters, believe it or not. So many times I see lists on Twitter that'll say, name your top 4 video game characters, and then when I think about it, I'm like, oh, I love that game, but like, I don't have a lot of characters that really speak to me. Kiryu, on the other hand, definitely. Absolutely one of the best video game characters of all time. So I just love these games. I love to see him become a dad. I love to see him, take care of a kid, but then also have to like go and do the most badass missions ever. It's just so fun. For me, these are character-driven games and story-heavy. They're so interesting. They are the kinds of games that you sit and eat popcorn and you're like, no way! Like, they're just so intense. Cliffhangers, you can't believe what's gonna happen. They are beyond over the top in the funniest way ever, in the most Japanese way ever. The most ridiculous thing will happen, yet the most serious thing is happening, but in the most ridiculous way. I just love it, how goofy it is, but how also serious it is. It's so Japanese and not Western, but they're just a joy to play. So because I've beat 0, 1, and 2, I'm really excited to play 3, which I've heard is sort of weak. I've heard good things about all of them, really. They're all fun, but 3 I've heard is sort of weak, so I'm kind of hesitant, but of course I'm going to play it. So this is definitely on my list because this has become one of my favorite game series of all time, so Yakuza 3 will be hopefully one I play very soon as well. I've never played an Ys game, believe it or not, so the next game on my list is an Ys game, and that is Ys Memories of Celceta. I've owned this for a long time, and truth be told, I did actually start it when I first got it, and something didn't click with me, and I wasn't 100% sure, but I want to give it another shot. I really want to, because there's so many Ys games, and I just feel like I gotta give it a chance. I really got to, because they're so famous. The world looks really beautiful from what I've seen and what I've experienced, and so I really want to give it another shot. So Ys Memories of Celceta is going to be my starting point in the series. Some Ys games kind of give me the like, I don't know if that's really for me, and then some look amazing. So I'm not sure. I'm so story driven, and I'm worried that I'm not going to like it. So we'll see. We'll see. I really want to give this a shot. It's handheld, which really makes me happy as a parent, because I do most of my gaming handheld these days. And Ys Memories of Celceta, yeah, let's do it. You guys know how much of a Dragon Quest fan I am. I'm working my way through the series. I absolutely love it. It is beyond comfort food. I play it and I just love everything about it. I hate grinding, but somehow grinding in Dragon Quest is really fun. The music makes me just feel so warm and cozy, and damn it, I love Dragon Quest. So naturally, I want to play Dragon Quest VIII. I've never played it. It's supposed to be amazing. Because I like Dragon Quest XI, this seems like a natural, next step to check out. Just the way how open world it is, and it was sort of the first time they had that modern look where you're kind of third person walking around, because Dragon Quest VII is still more chibi sprites. So naturally, Dragon Quest VIII has my attention. Dragon Quest is one of the most satisfying JRPG series I've honestly ever played, and I never knew that until recently, which is so silly. Dragon Quest isn't really known for story, but I love it. I've actually really enjoyed all the Dragon Quest games I've played. They've been so much fun. The music in Dragon Quest always has me hooked. I want to just play and play and play. I just can't stop, and that's when I looked it up, and everyone says Dragon Quest is comfort food, and it's like, yes, it is. You can just go, go, go and not stop, and you just love playing Dragon Quest. I just love it. So Dragon Quest VIII is high on my list of games that I own that I haven't played. The next game is a game for a system that I don't actually play that much anymore, and it's just kind of collecting dust. The Xbox One? I do have a few games for the Xbox One that I actually want to complete or start, and one of them is Life is Strange. I own for the Xbox One. It's supposed to be amazing. Everyone says it's a great story, that it's very modern and very with it. That makes me sound very old. Anyway, Life is Strange looks really fun. It's a visual novel with gameplay elements, which is right up my alley. I really like point-and-click adventures, meeting different characters, and a super gripping story, which is what I've heard Life is Strange is. So I better get on it and just finally play it. And because I only played like around an hour, I feel like I should just go back and finally sit down and play it. It can't be that long. So Life is Strange, let's get to it so I can kind of retire this system. The next game is a game that I got for Christmas that I am beyond excited to play, so it's really high on my list. I probably will play it very soon, and that is Yakuza Like a Dragon. Oh my god, I am so excited to play this because A, I love the Yakuza series. B, this is a turn-based JRPG, which is extremely exciting because you guys know that I am like beyond hyped about modern day setting JRPGs. I absolutely love them. They're so exciting. I don't want to go exploring some medieval forest with a mage all the time. Can we stop that, please? I just really want to do something new. That's why I like Earthbound so much, because it's sort of refreshing. I know it came out in 1995, but to me, it's still refreshing. Yes, we have Persona, and we have other games that are a little bit similar to that, like Tokyo Xanadu, for instance, but I just want more modern day setting JRPGs. And this one, because it's realistic and not cartoony, has me very, very excited. I like JRPGs mainly because they're fabulous stories, but they always tend to be in some whimsical world, and there's some god character you have to beat, and it gets really old, to be honest with you. If all JRPGs were modern day settings, that would get old, but because we get the Lord of the Rings thing so much, I'm so done, guys. I'm so done with it. I know some of my favorite games end up being in that genre, but so often I am turned off by it. I'm sick of it. So to me, this is like so refreshing, and I really can't wait to play it. We've just been talking about Yakuza, so let's talk about Judgment, which I have not gotten around to play yet, and it's just sitting there and it's calling me, and I really want to play it because I love these games. way too much, and this is from the other perspective, so you're on the cop side, and I really want to see what that's like, because this is a world that I've come to know and love and really fall in love with. You really get to know the bad guys, even though you're not really a bad guy in Yakuza. You're kind of on the side that's against the law. So I'm really curious to see how they do this, but from the cop side, from the law's side, I'm interested personally to see where they go with it, because I know when you walk around the game, I'm going to know where I am. I'm going to know the streets. They're all going to be familiar in Kamurocho. So I just can't wait to check this out. It looks awesome. Cinematically, these games are like beyond awesome. It's like this crazy crime movie. It's really fun. So this one has me very excited. So definitely can't wait to check out Judgment. The next game is a game that I was really hesitant to pick up because I'd heard mixed things from people. Some people were like, eh, and some people were like, this is beyond amazing. So I'm gonna stick with the people who said it was beyond amazing, and then hopefully I can come out and be like, yeah, that was really good. And that's Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore. Oh my god, it took a while to say that. I really want to play this for several reasons. I love J-pop, I love Japanese culture, and I love modern day settings, as you know. So this one really has me interested, because my goal is to one day come up with a list of my favorite JRPGs set in modern day settings. I'm so excited to hopefully be able to do that, but before I can do that, I gotta play a bunch of games. So this is one that I want to play really bad. I like the characters and story in SMT games, and I really like Fire Emblem just overall. So I'm really excited to see what they kind of do here. Again, I don't know tons, but I've seen enough reviews and positive comments on Twitter of people saying, yeah, you'll probably like it. So I'm really excited to finally check it out. Modern day settings for the win. This is an old one, guys. It's been sitting on my shelf for a long time, and that is Final Fantasy XIII-2. Spoiler, I freaking loved Final Fantasy XIII. I did. I don't care what anybody says. I really enjoyed it. The battle system was incredibly satisfying to me, and normally I don't get satisfaction from battle systems. I kind of could care less, but for some reason, it had me hooked. I know this one is different, but I really want to check it out. I also really like the story. I love linear games so much. I don't want to explore. I don't want the option to go on a walk for 10 minutes in the distance. Please, I don't. Everyone said this game, Final Fantasy XIII, was the hallway RPG, but I loved it. Because I loved it so much, I figured, well, I should probably give the sequel a shot. It has a time travel element, supposedly, so I'm really excited to check that out. I really like the characters in the first one. I know that you're different characters in the second, but I feel like if I like the first one, I'll probably like what they do with the characters in the sequel. So it's just, again, another one I want to check out. I really like Final Fantasy. It's incredibly divisive. Final Fantasy XIII-2 is just a game that I have wanted to play and for some reason just never did. The last game on my list is another PlayStation 3 game, believe it or not, that I have not gotten to, but I do own a physical copy of it. It's in a collection, and that is Tokyo Jungle. This thing is, wow, really dusty. Tokyo Jungle is one of those games I saw online that I went, holy shit, what is that? It's basically like what would happen to all the animals if there were no humans left, and now all these animals are running amok in Tokyo. So you can play as like a Pomeranian just running around and like being a badass, and I feel like I need that. I'd like to play that. You can play as other animals too. To be honest with you, I don't know what's going on, but it sounds like the wackiest game. It's probably not very long, but I bought this at EB Games probably like 10 years ago, and it just needs to happen. So finally I will get around to it, but it's been on my shelf, and I thought, man, if there's an old game sitting on my shelf that I haven't played, it's this one. So those are 10 games that I have sitting on my shelf that are totally available to me at any time that I could just play. So as gamers, you know, we have a lot of games that we haven't played that are just sitting there collecting dust. Hell, I know there's games here I'm going to die and not play, but I can live with that. But I'm trying really hard to go through them, to play games that are on my shelf before you buy new ones. It's hard. Games come out, you get really excited about that new game, and then you leave these guys behind. That's okay, but I'm trying really hard to get through them. Play a new game, play an old game, play a new game, play an old game. So that's just how I'm doing it. What games are on your shelf collecting dust that you're like, I gotta play that, oh god, or like they're haunting you. They're just sitting there like, play me. Let me know in the comments below what games you haven't played that are just collecting dust and sitting on your shelf. Make sure to click like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.